Do you want to learn to speak English fluently in your next interview? Hi, I'm Bharat from learnenglishforwork.com. I have over 5 years of experience in the field of recruitment and I'm a TESOL certified teacher of English. In this video series, I'm going to help you learn the basics of English grammar so that you can speak English fluently in an interview or in any work situation. So, if you're ready, let's begin. In my previous video, we had learnt about verbs. We saw that a verb is a word expressing action or a state of being. If you have not watched my previous video on verbs, you can click right here on the top to watch that video. So, what exactly are verb tenses and why is it important for us to learn it? Let's understand with a real life situation. Verb tenses are the way in which we talk about time. They show us the time that an action takes place. In an interview, when you're speaking to the interviewer about your experience or your achievements, you may talk about something that is generally true, or you may talk about those actions that are happening now. We refer to this as the present tense. Have a look at this sentence. I work in Mumbai. This sentence gives us information about something which is generally true. In this example, it shows us that you work in Mumbai. This sentence is in the present tense. You may talk about actions that you have performed before now. That is in the past. We call this as the past tense. For example, I studied at XYZ University. This shows that the action of studying at the university is already completed. You may talk about actions that you're going to perform after now. That is in the future. We refer to this as the future tense. For example, I will talk to you tomorrow. This sentence is in the future tense. Remember, when we use the word will, you can easily identify that we are discussing about the future. Let's say you're applying for a job where the company needs a candidate with good Microsoft Excel skills. If the interviewer asks you, have you worked on Microsoft Excel? And you reply saying, yes, I will work on Microsoft Excel. Is this the correct message that you wanted to communicate? The correct reply would be, yes, I have worked on Microsoft Excel. In the first sentence, when you say, I will work, you're using the future tense. This means that you're telling the interviewer that you're going to work on Microsoft Excel after you join their company. You're not telling the interviewer if you have already worked on Excel in the past. In this case, the interviewer may not want to continue with the interview process. In the second sentence, when you say, I have worked, you're using the past tense. It shows that you have already worked on Microsoft Excel, which means that the interviewer can now continue asking you more questions regarding Excel. I hope you understand the importance of using the correct tense in your sentences, as it can completely change the meaning of what you're trying to communicate. Verb tenses can be grouped in two different ways. The first way is according to the time frame. The second way is according to the aspect. We have just discussed regarding the present tense, past tense, and the future tense. This is how verbs are grouped according to the time frame. We'll now see how they can be grouped according to the aspect. We have four aspects in English: the simple aspect, the continuous aspect, the perfect aspect, and the perfect continuous aspect. If the verb expresses a fact or a regularly performed action, where we are not giving importance to when the action started or finished, we refer to this as the simple aspect. For example, if the interviewer asks you, what do you do? That is, if he or she asks you what your job role is, and you reply saying, I work as a finance executive. Here, you're telling the interviewer about something that is generally true. That is, you work as a finance executive. We are not giving importance or we don't know when the action has started or finished in this sentence. If the verb expresses an ongoing action, what do we mean by ongoing? we mean that the action is a continuous action. Alright? We call this as the continuous aspect. Here, the action is not yet finished. Take a look at this example. If you are asked the question, "What are you doing?" and you say, "I'm working on my daily report." This sentence shows that you're currently working on your daily report. That is, you're working on your report right now. The action of working is a continuous action and it's not yet finished. If the verb expresses a completed action, that is, an action that is already finished, then we call this as the perfect aspect. For example, let's say you're asked the question, "Have you reached the venue?" and you reply saying, "Yes, I have reached the venue." Here, we are talking about a completed action, that is, you have already reached the venue. The fourth aspect is the perfect continuous aspect. We saw that the perfect aspect shows us a completed action, and the continuous aspect shows us an ongoing action. The aspect that we are now going to learn is a combination of the perfect aspect and the continuous aspect. When we describe an action that was ongoing, that is, the action was a continuous action and it has now completed, we refer to this as the perfect continuous aspect. Let's have a look at an example. If an interviewer asks you, "What were you working on?" and you say, "I had been working on a mobile computing project for the past 2 years." Here, the action "had been working" took place in the past. It continued for a certain period of time. In this case, it continued for 2 years and then it finished. Okay, so we have discussed about the 3 time frames, that is the present, the past and the future. And we have now learnt about the 4 aspects: the simple aspect, the continuous aspect, the perfect aspect and the perfect continuous aspect. By combining the time and the aspect of verbs, we get 12 different tenses. Let's now have a look at these 12 tenses. Present simple, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, future simple, future continuous, present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous. So these are the 12 verb tenses that we have in English. An easy way to remember the names of each of these 12 tenses is to just remember the 3 time frames: present, past and future, and the 4 aspects: simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. If you create a table in this way, you can easily remember the names of all the tenses. Just observe the names of the time frames and the corresponding names of the aspects. In the coming videos, we'll be looking at each of these verb tenses more in detail. Remember, if you learn verb tenses well, you will be able to communicate effectively in English in an interview or in any situation. Once I finish creating this series on basic English grammar, I plan to conduct one-on-one sessions to help you improve your spoken English. So if you want to sign up for my one-on-one session, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description below, and I'll let you know as soon as the sessions begin. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up. And remember that the videos that I'm going to upload in future on tenses are going to be very important for you to improve your spoken English skills. So do remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any of my future updates. If you feel this video would help any of your friends, do share it across with them, and also share it across on Facebook, Twitter or any other social media pages. Did you feel this video was easy to understand? Do leave your comments, thoughts or suggestions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.